Hey, out there, YouTube. This is Artie Rose, and we are live on YouTube. I did a few live streams on Twitch, and that's how I actually learned how to do this. and I seem to have a little more traction on YouTube, so I said, let me try going live on YouTube and see if I can maybe get a little more traction. I finally got my new webcam and kind of loving it. Nice clear picture. So, yeah, it's nice to be here. It's a beautiful Friday afternoon on the East Coast of the United States. And today we are going to get into the playoffs of the greatest of all time league on OOTP Out of the Park Baseball 26. I still am using Out of the Park Baseball 26. I know that 27 is out, but I'm going to wait a little bit because what I use Out of the Park Baseball for is I don't really play Perfect Team. I have played it. I do like it. It's very addicting, but I don't have to have it. That I have to get 27 when it first comes out. So anyway, let's get into the game. I'm going to bring up the game screen, and here we are. So this is the final standings for the 100-game season that we just played out with 32 of the greatest teams of all time. Most of them are ranked in the top 50 of teams of all time, but then there's a few that I threw in, like the Colorado Rockies of 2009, because they'll never be represented. And let's see what else. The Florida Marlins from 1997 I added in there. I believe the 1998 Padres, who did not do so well. They finished in the last and will probably be relegated out of the next season. But otherwise, the other teams in this league rank among the top 50 of all time. So in the American Conference here, you can see the 1942 Cardinals had the best record. Actually, had the best record throughout most of the season. But as you can see, then of their last 10 games, they only won 3. So they seemed to be running out of gas towards the end of this season. And the Cleveland Indians of 1954 actually finished with a better record at 66-34. Some interesting developments at the end of this season. The Pittsburgh Pirates of 1909 were not really doing that well for most of the season, but surged towards the end. You can see the last 10, they were 8-2. The Colorado Rockies actually they won 5 in a row here, the last 5 games, and they were 7-3, but they missed making it to the playoffs just by a game. On the National Conference side here, the 1967 Cardinals actually, they had to go. There was a 3-way tie for the last spot in the playoffs. And they actually, if we go here, they had to play 2 tiebreakers. The first one, they played against the Diamondbacks because they were tied, and they won that game 15-7. And then they had to play the Anaheim Angels, who were in a tie, and they beat them and got in. So I find that interesting too. So getting back to the standings, and then you're showing the leaderboards. On the leaderboards here, I find this very interesting. Joe DiMaggio from the 1939 Yankees won the Triple Crown. He led the league in hitting with 358. He had 41 home runs to lead the league, and he had 112 RBI. So he won the Triple Crown. So that goes to show you how great of a player Joe DiMaggio was in his prime. And that was 1939 was one of his prime years. Tom Seaver from the 69 Mets led all pitchers with 14 victories. He, out of 21 games he pitched, he won 14 out of them and had a decision in 20 out of 21. That's quite a statistic. So anyway, so going to the playoffs, the playoff tree. So the number 1 seed Cardinals were playing the last seed Astros. Then who was in second place? Let's see. So the Mets are playing the Dodgers, right? If I can, let's see if I am right. So the Mets are playing the Dodgers of 55. Yes, okay, they were in second. Then I think the Reds were in third. They're playing the Pirates of 1909. And the 1927 Yankees are playing the 1969 Orioles. In the National Conference, the number 1 Indians are playing the last seed 67 Cardinals. But the Cardinals, if you see here, have been surging. Like I said, they won 7 out of the last 10. And then, of course, they won those 2 tiebreaker games to get into the playoffs. So they're on a little bit of a roll. They finished at 50-52, under 500. But as you know, in playoff scenarios, anything can happen. Anything can happen. So getting back to the playoff tree, so the Indians will be playing the Cardinals. The Expos will be playing the Athletics from 1931. The 39 Yankees will be playing the 2016 Cubs. And it'll be the 1969 Mets against the 1962 Dodgers. All series are 7 games. So I think maybe we'll just start simming. Let's see what we got here. There's nothing today, so finish today. Here's your first set of games. So you have the Mets and the Giants. We have the Athletics and the Expos, the 39 Yankees. This is all National Conference games. So National Conference will start off first. And then tomorrow will be the American Conference. Whoops. Let's see. The American Conference tomorrow. 4 games. And in the National Conference, they'll have their second 4 games. So I think maybe first we'll take a little bit of a break and then we'll start running through these games until we get to a situation that is very interesting, and then maybe we'll want to watch one of these games. So I'm going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. And we're going to get back into, I think my cat is going to come jumping up on here. Anyway, let's see. Here he is. Here's my brother. Here's my buddy, Cooper. Say hello, Coop. You going to make yourself comfortable? Get out of Daddy's way? Okay, go lay down. Come on, Daddy's got to talk. Come on. Go lay down. Go ahead. Don't sit on my keyboard. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I know, boy. I know. Okay, anyway, getting back to the game. All right. So I think we're just going to quick play these games and see what happens. 1931 Athletics here is the first game up. Lefty Grove against Pedro Martinez. And we're going to quick play it. And Montreal beats them 5-4. Home runs by Eric McNair for the Athletics, and the Montreal Expos get a home run from, let's see who this is, Larry Walker. So Montreal goes up 1-0. Moving to the 69 Mets and the 62 Giants are in San Francisco. Tom Seaver against Billy O'Dell. And that game goes to the Mets. 5-4. No home runs in that game. Tug McGraw is the winning pitcher. And Larry Miller is the losing pitcher. Tom Seaver is the player of the game. Let's see why that is. Tom Seaver went 7 innings, struck out 6, walked 3, gave up 4 hits, but 4 runs. I don't think such a doesn't seem to be such a great performance, but he is the player of the game. So let's get back to the scores. Now we're going to move all along here to the Chicago Cubs and the 39 Yankees. Quick play of this game. And the Yankees jump out and beat them 2-0. Joe DiMaggio homers in this game. Lefty Gomez wins the game. Jake Arrieta loses the game. And Johnny Murphy gets the save. Gomez, player of the game, because he scattered only 5 hits. I guess he went the whole 9 innings. Let's see. Pitching. Gomez, no, went 7 innings. 7 innings. Only gave up 4 hits. Now that's why he is the player of the game. Okay, moving along here to the 67 Cardinals and the 54 Indians. Bob Gibson is starting for the Cardinals against Mike Garcia. Quick play of this game, and Cleveland edges them 6-5. Home run by Lou Brock. Don Mossy is the winning pitcher for the Indians. Joe Horner loses. So that's today. Moving now to Game 2, American Conference, Game 1, and the National Conference, it'll be all Game 2. So Cincinnati Reds and 1909 Pirates, Don Gullett against Sam Frock. Reds take the first game 4-2. 2 home runs by Dots Miller. Don Gullett wins the game, and Deacon Felipe loses the first game. Raleigh Eastwick has a save. Moving to the 1986 Mets and the 1955 Dodgers. Carl Spooner against Sid Fernandez. Brooklyn Dodgers beat him 3-1. Sandy Amoros, the first baseman, has his first postseason home run. Baltimore Orioles and the New York Yankees of 1927. And the 27 Yankees beat him solidly 7-0. Home runs by Tony Lazzeri, Babe Ruth, Mark Koenig, and Lou Gehrig. I'm telling you, Murderers Row. There was a good reason why they dubbed that team Murderers Row. Pip Grass only gave up 3 hits. Went the distance. Quite a performance all around for the Yankees of 1927. Okay, and the final game in the American Conference is the Astros and the 42 Cardinals. Justin Verlander pitching for the Cardinals, and Max Lanier for the... Verlander is pitching for the Astros. Anyway, and St. Louis beats them in Game 1, 8-5. Stan Musial, a pair of home runs, and Marty Marion, a home run for the Cardinals. Stan Musial was the player of the game. Max Lanier wins the ball game. Justin Verlander is the losing pitcher. Okay, let's go to Game 2 here in the National Conference. Philadelphia Athletics and the Montreal Expos. Montreal jumps out now to a 2-0 lead. Home runs by Randy Milligan and Will Cordero for the Expos. They take a 2-0 lead. The Giants and the Mets. The Mets won the first game. Here's Game 2. And the Giants win, so it's tied at 1. Home runs, Jose Pagan, Tom Haller, Harvey Keane, and Willie Mays, all homer for the Giants. They win it 9-8. Tug McGraw lost that game, so now he's 1-1 on the playoff season. Game 2 between the Cubs of 2016 and the 39 Yankees. And the Yankees take a 2-0 lead. They win 7-6. They walked it off in the bottom of the ninth here. 3 runs to walk it off. Wow. Home runs by Chicago, St. Albert Almora Jr., and the Yankees had Joe Gordon, George Selkirk, and Charlie Keller, all homers. The last game for the National Conference for today is the Cardinals of 1967 and the 1954 Indians. And the Indians take Game 2, 3-0. So they're up 2-0. And that's it for today. American Conference games for today. But there's no National Conference games because it's traveling day. So let's see here if the Pirates can tie it up. And they do. They win 4-3, and the Pittsburgh Pirates of 1909 beat the 1975 Reds. Brooklyn Dodgers and the Mets of 1986, and Brooklyn takes a 2-0 lead, beating them 7-3. So the Dodgers win 2 games at Shea Stadium, and now they're going to go to Ebbets Field for 3 games. The Orioles and the Yankees took game 1, and now the Orioles come back big, win 14-5 over the Yankees. Home runs, a lot of home runs in this game. Paul Blair, Frank Robinson, and Kurt Mutton for the Orioles. The Yankees, Lazzeri hits another home run, second. Bob Musial and Ben Pascal for the Yankees. That series is tied up 1-1. The Astros of 2019 and the Cardinals, St. Louis of 1942 won game 1, and Houston comes back and ties it up a game apiece. They win 3-1. George Springer hit a home run. So that is it for that day. Now we're going to go to the National Conference. But first we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back and play these games. Be right back. Don't sit on my keyboard. Over here. Okay, we're back. And we're here with Cooper. So we've played the first 2 games of each conference. I think what we're going to do is we'll quick play these games until it gets interesting, and then maybe we'll watch one. So getting back to the scores. National Conference, Mets tied at 1 with the Giants. Montreal leads their series 2-0 over the Athletics of 1931. The Yankees of 1939 have a 2-game lead over the Cubs, and the Indians, the top seed in the National Conference, have a 2-game lead over the Cardinals. So let's see how it happens here. We'll quick play this game, Giants and Mets. And the Mets come back and win 4-1 here. So they're ahead 2-1. Expos and Athletics. Montreal takes a 3-0 lead, winning game 3, 7-4 in Philadelphia. Yankees and Cubs are at Wrigley Field today, and the Yankees go out. They lose that game 6-4 and lead now 2-1. Indians and Cardinals, and the Indians win. Oh, the Cardinals win and make it 2-1. I'm sorry, 2-1. They win the game 2-1. So getting a little interesting here. Let's finish today. Okay, we're going to go to American Conference. This is game 3. Pittsburgh is now in Cincinnati. The series is tied at 1. And Pittsburgh wins 8-6 here and take the lead 2-1. The Mets and the Dodgers in Ebbets Field. And the Brooklyn Dodgers win 6-4 and take a 3-0 lead over the 86 Mets. The 1927 Yankees and Baltimore Orioles here are tied at a game apiece. And this game goes to Baltimore, 8-6, and now they take a 2-1 lead. Astros and 1942 Cardinals tied at 1. And this one goes to St. Louis, 9-2, and they jump out to a 2-1 lead. Going to the National Conference, we have, again, the Mets and the Giants at Shea Stadium. 69 Mets leading 2-1, and this one they win 10-3 decisively, and now they take a 3-1 lead over the Giants of 1962. Montreal has a 3-game lead in this game over the Philadelphia Athletics in 1931, and the Athletics pull out a win with their backs against the wall, 8-4, so it's 3-1. The Yankees of 1939 against the Cubs of 2016, leading 2-1, and this game goes to the Cubs, 6-5. And the series is tied at 2. The Indians and the St. Louis Cardinals in 1967, Game 4, goes to the Indians, and they now have a 3-1 lead. So, we're going to finish today. And now, this is Game 4, 1909 Pirates leading 2-1. 86 Mets and the Brooklyn Dodgers. Let's see who wins this game. Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. The Reds pull it out in the bottom of the 11th inning. 12-10. Wow. So that series is tied at 2. The Dodgers and the Mets. Dodgers leading the Mets 3-0. And Brooklyn sweeps the Mets of 1986 10-4. So they will advance. The 1927 Yankees and the 69 Orioles. Game 4. Orioles leading 2-1. And the Yankees take it 10-3. And now the series is tied at 2. St. Louis, 1942, and the Astros of 2019. St. Louis leads it 2-1, and now it's tied at 2 as the Astros win 4-1. The other Mets team, 1969, have a 3-1 lead over the San Francisco Giants of 1962. Maybe we want to watch that and see if the Mets actually advance. Let's see. Let's see if okay, so the Athletics, we're going to save that game. I think we're going to watch that game. So the Athletics pull out a win and pull within one game in Game 5. They win 7-4 over the Expos. The Yankees of 1939 are tied with the Cubs of 2016. And this game goes to the Cubs, 8-2. So the Cubs are leading that series now. And the Indians and the St. Louis Cardinals of 1967, the Indians have a 3-1 lead, and they beat them 7-4 in St. Louis to advance. They were just going to quick play this game. And the Giants come back big time, 14-9, and beat the Mets in Shea Stadium to make it a 3-2 series with the Mets ahead. We go to Game 6. Okay, so we have American Conference game. This is Game 5 between Pittsburgh and the Reds. And Cincinnati. We're going to go Game 6. We're going to go back to Pittsburgh. They beat them. Again, pulling it out in the bottom of the ninth, a walk-off, 8-7. Very interesting. That was a great game. Should have watched that game. Anyway, can't tell what's going to happen. So, Game 5 between the Yankees and the Orioles in Baltimore. And the Yankees beat them 7-2. And we'll be going back to Yankee Stadium for Game 6. The Cardinals of 1942 are tied with the Astros of 2019, and the Cardinals beat them 11-1. And so the series will go back to St. Louis for a Game 6. Let's finish today. National Conference games. So we have the Athletics and the Expos, 3-2, all 3-2. All 3-2. So, do we want to watch the Mets, Jerry Koosman against Juan Marichal, Game 6 at Candlestick Park? I think it's Candlestick Park. Yeah, let's take a break. We'll come back and we're going to watch that game. We'll be right back. Hey. Okay, we're back, and I think we're going to watch the 1962 Giants against the 69 Mets in Game 6 of their 7-game series of Round 1 of the greatest of all time league playoffs. So let's get back to here, and we're going to manage this game. Or actually just watch it. Okay. Jerry Koosman against Juan Marichal. Koosman was 9-8 on the season with a 4.19 ERA, but no record against San Francisco during the season with a 7.04 ERA. Juan Marichal, 11-6 with a 3.10 ERA. He was 0-1 against the Mets during the season with a 4.50 ERA. We are in Candlestick Park. Clear skies, 76 degrees, no wind. Okay, so the Mets lineup is Ken Boswell, the DH, leading off. Cleon Jones batting second. The left fielder, sorry, my nose is itchy. Art Shamsky, the first baseman, batting third. Tommy Agee is in the cleanup position, batting fourth. Ron Swoboda, the right fielder, batting fifth. Jerry Grody, the catcher, batting sixth. Bud Harrelson, the shortstop, batting seventh. Ed Charles at third base, batting eighth. And Al Weiss, the second baseman, batting ninth. Boswell is batting 200 in the playoffs. 2 hits and 10 at-bats. For the regular season, He batted .281 with 2 home runs and 23 RBIs. So here he is facing Juan Marichal. Defensively for the Giants, let's not forget that. We got Felipe Alou in left field, Willie Mays in center field, Harvey Keene in right, Jim Davenport is the third baseman, Jose Pagan at short, Chuck Hiller at second, Orlando Cepeda at first, Tom Haller behind the plate, and Juan Marichal on the mound. Juan Marichal, I said, was 11-6 during the regular season with a 3.10 ERA. Now here he is to face Ken Boswell to lead the game off. Ground ball, second base. It's Hiller over to Cepeda. 1 away. Cleon Jones will step in. Cleon Jones is batting .318 with 1 home run and 5 RBIs in this series. So he's having a good series. Here he is against Juan Marichal. Ground ball is short. Pagan over to Cepeda for the second out. This will bring up Art Shamsky. He's got a pair of home runs with 4 RBIs, batting .316. On the year, he batted .322 with 20 home runs. Here he is against Juan Marichal. That's going to be a base hit into right center field for Art Shamsky. Shamsky's on with 2 out, and here's Tommy Agee. Tommy Agee, during the regular season, had 18 home runs, batted .283. Pitch. Base hit up the middle for Agee. So with 2 outs, the Mets are staying alive here. Runners at first and second with 2 outs for Ron Swoboda. Swoboda batted .269 with 23 home runs and 67 RBIs in the regular season. Can he come through here in a clutch situation? The pitch. And he walks him, and the bases are loaded with 2 outs now for the Mets of 1969. Jerry Grote, the catcher. Grote's got 1 home run in this series, 3 RBIs. On the regular season, Grote batted .224 and had 6 home runs. Here we go. And that is a fly ball line drive to right field. Keene is there, puts it away. The Mets leave 3 base runners and fail to score. We're going to go to the bottom of the first. It's nothing for the Mets. The lineup for the San Francisco Giants of 1962 is as follows. Felipe Alou leads off, the left fielder. Willie Mays bats second. Willie McCovey is the DH. He'll bat third, followed by Orlando Cepeda in batting fourth. Is that Tom Haller is the catcher batting fifth. Jim Davenport, the third baseman, batting sixth. Harvey Keene, the right fielder, batting seventh. Chuck Hiller, the second baseman, batting eighth. And Jose Pagan batting ninth, the shortstop. Defensively for the Mets, Cleon Jones is in left field. Tommy Agee in center. Ron Swoboda in right. Ed Charles, third baseman. Bud Harrelson at short. Al Weiss is at second. Art Shamsky at first. Jerry Grote behind the plate, and Jerry Koosman on the mound. To face Felipe Alou. Here we go. The pitch. That's going to be a base hit to right field for Felipe Alou. So the Giants don't waste any time here. Willie Mays is batting .304. He's got 3 home runs in this series and 6 RBIs. So he's having a good series. Alou is he's a little bit of a threat to steal. So let's see what happens with this. There's a line shot way back. Oh, just before the warning track. And Cleon Jones pulls it in. Willie McCovey. 1 out, man on first. Popped up. Second base. Pulls it in. 2nd out. That'll bring up Orlando Cepeda. Orlando Cepeda has a ground ball, shortstop Harrelson over to second, and that's it. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. And the score at the end of 1 is the Mets nothing and the San Francisco Giants nothing. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this. Hector, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm sorry about you. You don't believe in deliverance?
Today I am, yes. What?
I was doing an order for some money for things to deliver because there's something up from and it's so it wasn't a problem.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. My I could probably get it to you for tomorrow. Yeah, it wouldn't be a problem. Yeah, but I need to know.
I let you know by this afternoon, okay?
Let me know this afternoon. Right, this way I can line it up and you get it early. You know what I'm saying?
Right, gotcha. Thank you, Adi.
Okay, you got it. Bye bye.
All right.
Okay, we're back. Had to take a little bit of a break there usually don't do that after the first inning, but had to do what I had to do. Anyway, let's get back to the game. Okay, so here we are now. Top of the second, Bud Harrelson is leading off. It'll be Harrelson, Ed Charles, and Al Weiss for the Mets against Juan Marichal. Bud Harrelson. That's That's going to be a base hit to right for Harrelson. Crowd doesn't like it, as you can hear. So Ed Charles will step in. Ed Charles, during the year, batted .235 with 13 home runs. In the playoff series, only batting .222. Harrelson, I believe, he has a little bit of a threat to steal. I just want to see how many stolen bases did he have on the year. Stolen bases. He had 11 stolen bases. The pitch, and he is going. And he is in there with the stolen base. So, Bud Harrelson's on second base. And Ed Charles now with a 1-0 count against Juan Marichal. Ground ball. Second baseman takes it, fielder's choice over to first for the first out. No, it was a hit. Let's see that again. A base hit. I don't know if he bobbled it, but just Ed Charles ran it out and beat it out. Ed Charles, not known for his speed. So that's the fourth hit for the Mets. Al Weiss steps in. He's batting .353. He's got 6 hits against 17 at-bats here in the series. He's in a clutch situation. And that's going to be over the center fielder's head, at least a double. That might score 2 runs. It only scores 1 run. Double for Al Weiss. That is runners on. Second and third with nobody out here for the Mets. Ken Boswell leading off. He's the leadoff hitter against Marichal. Marichal's in trouble here in the second inning. And a big strikeout. He needed that. Okay, so 1 out. That's second and third, and Cleon Jones steps in against Marichal. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. So Marichal might get out of this with minimal damage. Art Shamsky has got 2 home runs in this series. Steps in. Ground ball. That's Pagan over to Cepeda. And the Mets are out of the inning. They get 1 run after having second and third and nobody out. So the score is 1-0. 69 Mets over the San Francisco Giants of 1962. Go to the bottom of the second here. Tom Haller, the catcher. Tom Haller is batting .316 in this series. 6 hits against 19 at-bats. And he's got 4 home runs. There's the pitch to Haller. Ground ball. Al Weiss up with it. Over to Shamsky for the first out. That'll bring up Jim Davenport. Davenport's batting .188 with a home run and 1 RBI. Koosman. That's a base hit in right center to Davenport. So, 1 out, 1 man on. Davenport, not really a threat to steal. Although he's got 1 stolen base in this series. Here is Harvey Keene. Batting .350 with a home run, 6 RBIs in this series. Ground ball, first base, over the second, they get the force. And that's it. There's 2 outs. So 2 outs, a man on first for Chuck Hiller, second baseman. On the year of the season, Chuck Hiller batted .292 with 6 home runs. So the pickoff. Okay, they tried to pick off, but Keene got back. So it's an 0-1 count on Hiller. Ground ball to short. There is Harrelson over to Shamsky to end the inning. The Giants get nothing, and they leave one runner on. The score is 1969 Mets 1 and the San Francisco Giants of 1962 nothing. We're going to go to the third inning now. Tommy Agee going to lead it off. He'll be followed by Ron Swoboda and Jerry Grody. Why don't we check the other scores? This game starts at 5 o'clock, and Montreal is leading in the fifth inning. Two nothing, Montreal. Montreal wins, they will advance. That's that. Tommy Agee leads off here in the top of the third for the Mets of 1969. Ground ball. Pagan is up with it. Over to Cepeda at first. One away. Ron Swoboda. He walked his last time up, I believe. Yes, he's 0 for 0. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 outs. Jerry Grody steps in. Grody's 0 for 1 today, and he's batting 190 for the series. The pitch from Marichal. Fly ball, line drive. Keene is there in right field, puts it away. So the Mets top half of the third inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. The score still 1-0, 69 Mets over the 62 Giants. In Game 6 of the playoffs. Bottom of the third will bring up Jose Pagan, Felipe Alou, and Willie Mays against Jerry Koosman. Koosman's got 25 pitches in 2 innings of work. Here he is against Pagan. Ground ball, third base. That's Ed Charles. Over to Shamsky for the first out. Felipe Alou, the left fielder. He's 1 for 1. Ground ball, Bud Harrelson's up with it. Over to first, and that's the second out. Willie Mays steps in. Willie Mays, 292 with 3 home runs in this series. Today he's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. Line drive, left field. Cleon Jones is there, and that is the side. The Giants go 1-2-3, and the score after 3 is still the Mets of 69-1 and the Giants of 1962 0. We're going to take a quick break. Okay, we're back. You see, I got my cat, and now he just ran away. Where to be? Top of the fourth now. 1-0 game between the 69 Mets and the 62 Giants. Here's Bud Harrelson to lead it off. I forget who's actually winning this game, this series. And that's a fly ball to center field. Willie Mays takes it in for out number one. Ed Charles is 1 for 1. And an infield hit his last time up. Here's the pitch from Marichal. Ground ball hard to third base. There's Davenport over to Cepeda for the second out. Juan Marichal's got 58 pitches in 3 2/3 innings of work. He's struck out 3 so far. Here's Al Weiss. Al Weiss had a freaking double over the head of Willie Mays his last time up. And he knocked in the only run of the game. So here he is again. And that's a pop-up, and that looks like second baseman is going to take it. Hiller, and that is it for the Mets. They go down in order, but they maintain a 1-0 lead here. Go to the bottom of the fourth. Willie McCovey steps in. Willie McCovey's not having such a good series. He's batting 118. On the year, he had batted 309 with 36 home runs and 85 RBIs. So he did great in the season, but he's floundering a little bit here in the playoffs. Here he is against Koosman. Koosman's got 33 pitches in 3 innings. That's a good pitch count. Ooh. He's hit by the pitch. Okay. So Willie McCovey. McCovey has got no stolen bases in this, and he is not really a threat to steal. He had 9 stolen bases on the season. So Orlando Cepeda, who's got 4 home runs. No, I'm sorry, 1 home run. I'm looking at Tom Haller. Faces Koosman with a man on. And caught him looking for the first out, and that is Koosman's first strikeout of the game. Tom Haller, who's got 4 home runs in 20 at-bats, got 6 hits, 4 of them are home runs in this series. On the year, he had 21 home runs. Good hitting catcher. And that's going to be a line drive out caught by Cleon Jones in left field. So that is 2 outs. That brings up Davenport. Davenport had a hit his last time up. He's batting .235 in this series. Koosman deals. Al Weiss picks it up over the first. And that is the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. And after 4 innings of play, it's still the Mets of 1969 1 and the Giants of 1962 0. I want to see if I can. I gotta see if I can see something in Giants. Candlestick Park. Box score. I want to see. I don't remember who's winning this series. Let's see. Yankees are leading 2-0 over the Chicago Cubs. So they're looking to tie up that series. And Montreal Philadelphia's battling back. It's 3-2 in the seventh. Okay, let's get back to this game. We are in the top of the fifth. Top of the order for the Mets against Juan Marichal. Marichal, after 4 innings of plays, got 64 pitches, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. Here's Boswell. Swing and a miss. That's strikeout number 4 for Juan Marichal. Cleon Jones will step in. 0 for 2 in this game. That's a line drive center field. Willie Mays gets under it, pulls it in for the second out. Art Shamsky is 1 for 2 against Marichal. Pitch. Ground ball. Davenport over to Cepeda, and that is it for the Mets. No runs, no hits, no errors, and the score is still the Mets of 69-1 and the Giants of 1962 nothing. Okay, the bottom of the fifth inning will bring up Harvey Keene, Chuck Hiller, and Jose Pagan against Koosman. Okay, that's an out. So that's 1 out. We got distracted there for a second. Now I'll bring up Chuck Hiller. Chuck Hiller is 0 for 1. Ground ball. Al Weiss over the first. And that is the second out. Jose Pagan 0 for 1 in this game. Pitch. Ground ball. Ed Charles over the first. And that is the end of the fifth. 3 up, 3 down for San Francisco, 1962. The score at the end of 5 is still 1-0, Mets of 69. Okay, Tommy Agee leading off. Swing and a miss. And Marichal's got his 5th strikeout. Ron Swoboda steps in. He's 0 for 1. And strikeout number 6. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. And that's going to be a base hit for Grody. Grody gets a 2-out hit, and the Mets stay alive here in the 6th. Bud Harrelson, 1 for 2, steps in. Harrelson during the year batted .265 with 5 home runs. The pitch, and it's a walk. So now you got first and second with 2 outs here for Ed Charles. Pitch popped up. Second baseman Hiller takes it, and the Mets leave 2 runners on for a scoreless 6th, but they maintain the lead. As we go to the bottom of the 6th. Top of the order for the Giants. Felipe Alou leads it off against Koosman. Pitch. Ground ball down the line. That's going to be extra bases. Felipe Alou doubles down the line to lead off the sixth. And the tying run is at second base. And Willie Mays, who has 3 home runs in this 5 games of this series, steps in against Jerry Koosman. Here's the pitch. There's a shot to right, and that's going to be out of here. Willie Mays with a 2-run home run to put the Giants of 1962 ahead 2-1. Let's see that again. Willie Mays, 400 feet to right center field off a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Willie Mays, his 4th home run of this series. On the year, he had 30. That'll bring up Willie McCovey, who's slumping. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch. And McCovey is hit by the pitch. So, nobody out. Orlando Cepeda steps in with a man on first. Koosman's got 62 pitches and running into a little bit of trouble here. Cepeda. There's a fly ball. Ron Swoboda takes it in for the first out. So, they'll bring up Tom Haller. Haller's got 4 home runs in this series. He's been hot. The pitch. And they try to pick off McCovey at first. But it doesn't work. So it's 3-0 count to Haller. Koosman's got to come in. And he walks him. So now, with 1 out, the Giants have runners on first and second. And that's going to be Jim Davenport stepping in. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a base hit. That's going to score another run, most likely. And make the game 3-1. Yes. 3-1. Runners at first and second now. 1 out for Harvey Keene. Pitch. Fly ball. Ron Swoboda is there. And that's the second out. Runners stay where they are. Chuck Hiller, 0 for 2 in this game, steps in against Koosman. Another base hit. This could score another run. And it does. And the Giants of 1962 go out front now 4-1 over the 1969 Mets. So a 6th-inning rally here for the Giants. 2 outs, runners at second and first. Jerry Koosman to Jose Pagan. Ground ball, and it's through the infield. And it's going to be another run. That scores 2 runs. A 2-out double for Jose Pagan. And now the Giants take a 6-1 lead over the Mets of 1969. And that's going to be it for Jerry Koosman. Koosman goes 5 2/3 innings, gives up 6 runs on 7 hits. He's the pitcher of record. Coming in is Cal Kuntz. Cal Kuntz is yet to pitch in this series. On the regular season, Kuntz only pitched 9 innings. So he's going to try and put the fire out with Jose Pagan at second and Felipe Alou coming up. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And that is the end of the sixth. But the Giants of 1962 score 6 runs on 5 hits. They now lead the 1969 Mets at the end of 6-1. Now we are going to take a quick break. Okay, we're back. We're going to finish this game off. Going to the top of the 7th. Al Weiss going to lead off. I'm going to take a little bit of a shortcut here and see if the Mets get any runners in scoring position, just to shorten this up a little bit. And nothing across for the Mets in the 7th. So we're going to do the same thing here with the Giants. Willie Mays leads it off. And Willie Mays, I believe, just doubled. So, Orlando Cepeda comes in against Kuntz. And let's see what happens here. Swing and a miss. And that's the second out. Tom Haller, who also has been very productive in this series. 4 home runs and 9 RBI, steps in against Kuntz. Can he hold him? Fly ball, deep, left field, and gone. That's Haller's 5th home run of the series. Making the score now, the 1962 Giants 8 and the 1969 Mets 1. An opposite field home run for Haller, his 5th of the series. So, Kuntz, not getting the job done, will face Jim Davenport. Jim Davenport is 2 for 3 in this game with an RBI. Here's the pitch. Ground ball. Oh, diving stop by Ed Charles, and an error. A throwing error by Ed Charles. So the inning continues for the Giants. Harvey Keene is 0 for 3 in this game. Steps in, 2 outs, man on first. The pitch. That's a base hit for Harvey Keene. That'll make it first and second for Chuck Hiller. Chuck Hiller, 1 for 3 with an RBI in this game. Kuntz, 28 pitches in just 1 inning of work. Can he put the fire out here? Here is the pitch from Kuntz. And that's a fly ball, and Agee pulls it in and the inning is over. But the Giants score 2 runs on 3 hits. They leave 2 and add to their score, leading the 1969 Mets 8-1 here now, going into the 8th inning. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. What's going on?
How are you doing?
I'm just playing my baseball game. Why, what's up? What's the matter? You heading home?
Yeah.
No
My
time.
last ship is stupid direction. Right now, I ain't coming in through the hole.
All right. Okay. Let me just finish my game and I'll be done.
Yeah, no worries. All right, bye.
Okay, we're back. We're going to finish this game out. Okay, top of the 8th, Juan Marichal, 107 pitches, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks. Going to face Art Shamsky to lead it off. Let's see if they get anybody on base. And yes, 2 outs. Ron Swoboda's on second. So, Jerry Grote steps in against Marichal. And let's see this. What happens? Swing and a miss. Marichal sets him down. No runs on 1 hit, no errors for the Mets. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Score is still 62 Giants, 8, and the Mets of 1969 1. Cal Kuntz is going to come in for the bottom of the 8th against Jose Pagan, Felipe Alou, and Willie Mays. And let's see if in the bottom of the 8th, if the Giants get anybody on. And they don't, so we go to the top of the 9th. Juan Marichal, with 122 pitches and 8 strikeouts, is going to try to finish out this game. So let's see. Bud Harrelson steps in against Marichal. And there's a base hit into left field. That might be it for Marichal, I would think. And that's it. They bring in Bob Garibaldi. Garibaldi has not pitched yet in this series. On the year, Garibaldi had 4 saves. He had 4 wins against 5 losses, and his ERA is 3.71. So, the Mets are still alive here in the top of the 9th. Ed Charles against Bob Garibaldi. The pitch, and that's going to be a base hit into right. And Harrelson's going to stay in second. So first and second, nobody out. For Al Weiss. Al Weiss, 1 for 3 with an RBI. He's having a great series. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, this could be 2. Second, they only get the force out at second. So, 1 out. Men on first and third for Ken Boswell. Boswell is not doing well. He's 0 for 4 in this game and batting 143 for the entire series. Here's the at-bat. And he walks him, and the bases are loaded with 1 out. So that'll bring up Leon Jones. Mets are mounting a 9th inning rally here. Here's the pitch. And a line drive stabbed by Hiller at second base. And that's the 2nd out. So Art Shamsky can still keep it going here. He's 1 for 4 against, and here he is against Garibaldi. Pitch, ground ball, picked up by Cepeda, and that's the ball game. That ties the series at 3 games apiece, so this is going to go to a deciding 7th game tomorrow here in San Francisco. That was a great game. Let's see what's happening. So the Mets lose. The Chicago game against the Yankees is in the 7th, tied at 4. And Chicago is ahead. So if Chicago wins it, they will eliminate the Yankees. The A's of 1931 defeat the Montreal Expos. That's very interesting. So that series is tied at 3. Chicago beats the Yankees and advance. And then, like we just saw, the Giants and the Mets are tied at 3. So that's it. I think we're going to call it quits for today. We'll come back and finish out round 1. It's getting very interesting here. But I think that's going to be it for today. I'm running out of time. For today. So we'll try to come back as soon as we can to finish out the greatest of all time league, round 1 of the playoffs. I hope you enjoyed this game and this live stream. And I'm going to say goodbye and see you on the next one.